So what does it mean to be a man in the 21st century? This is a question which I have been asking for a long time, and my answer to this question has definitely evolved over the years. But in this video, I'll be sharing with you the big picture of everything that I've learned, and that really gets to the core of masculinity, or what it means to be a man, how to be a man, and how to show up as the most capable version of your self. Okay, so in a book titled The Way of Men by Jack Donovan, he makes an important distinction between being a good man and being good at being a man. Okay, so being a good man has to do with stuff about morality, about ethics, about how you are functioning as a productive member in society. Okay, and being good at being a man has to do with that of how you can adjust in a survival scenario, right? How you can adjust when shit hits the fan, and how you are able to maneuver yourself and deal with the situation when you are in a survival scenario. Okay, so these are the two important distinctions which really have to be made in order to get to the core of how we can show up as the most capable version of ourselves. Okay, because there are two parties and both of them are arguing about being a good man and being good at being a man, but they are not integrating them. All right, and to be a man in your full power, to be a man who is unlocking his full potential, we have to integrate both of these aspects of being a good man and being good at being a man. Okay, so let's start with the first one, which is being good at being a man. So another researcher by the name of James Gilmore, if I'm not mistaken, he wrote a book called Manhood in the Making. Okay, so he researched a bunch of different tribes, a bunch of different civilizations. Like, he went all around the world to look at all the different cultures, and his intention was to get to the core of what the similarities were about masculinity between all of these different cultures around the world. Okay, and what he found was that it really comes down to three core tenets on how to be a good man, or how to be good at being a man, rather. Okay, so the first one is to provide. All right, a man who is good at being a man is able to provide, not just financially, not just, whether it's food, whether it's shelter, just provide in every aspect to his tribe, and he is able to do so effectively. Okay, the second one is to protect. Now this one has to do with the establishment of boundaries when there's a threat coming in from the outside environment, to protect the tribe from these threats. All right, and then the third one is to procreate, which is to regenerate the species, to expand the tribe, to spread your genetics, and to basically be able to get it up when you're actually with a woman, rather than just crack under the pressure. All right, because that is something that so many guys are going through these days. I'm laughing at it right now, but I went through it myself. But it seems like a laughing matter when we look at how this is such a natural expression of who we are as men. But with all of these stimulus coming in telling us that we should be able to perform this way, or we shouldn't be able to perform this way, and there's just this self-created pressure that causes so many of us to then not even be able to get it up in the bedroom. So that really makes us fall short on this third aspect of what it means to be good at being a man. Right, so we're not even able to get it procreation. So these three aspects, provide, protect, and procreate, really comes down to the essence of what it means to be good at being a man, what it means to actually save your tribe, to effectively manage your tribe and allow them to survive in a survival scenario when shit hits the fan. Okay, now the second aspect of what it means to be a good man, what it means to be a man of valor, of morality, of ethics, it really comes down to virtue. Okay, the ancient Stoics told us that to be a good man is to live with virtue. Now, virtue, funnily enough, actually comes from the Latin root virtus, which literally means manliness. Okay, so to be a good man is to live with virtue. Now, virtue is basically your character traits, as this gate is buzzing over here. It basically means character traits, right? Now, character comes from the Greek root, which means engraved mark, and it is basically like the imprint on your soul, who you are as not only a man, but as a person. Okay, so the ancient Stoics had 4 cardinal virtues. I'll be listing them out in this video right now. So the first one is basically prudence or wisdom, to expand your awareness, to be thinking before you act, and to know that your decisions are made with your highest wisdom. Okay, the second one is justice or integrity, or living in alignment with your highest ideals. The third one is fortitude or courage, to act in spite of how you feel, to be courageous. And then the fourth one is temperance, okay, or self-mastery or self-discipline, to the point where you do what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. Okay, these are the 4 cardinal virtues, but I would recommend you to come up with your own virtues. What character traits do you want to develop in yourself, of which the side effect will be the results that you want in your life. Okay, so a great exercise for this, which I have been recommending for a long time, is simply to imagine that you are walking down an aisle. In the rows there is everyone that you know, everyone that you love is around there, and you walk to the front of the aisle and there's a coffin. You look inside the coffin and you see yourself. Okay, everyone around you, they can't see you, but you can see them one by one. They're stepping on stage, they are speaking about you. So this is the point where you come to the root of what they are actually saying about you. All right, what are they saying about you, and what would you want them to say about you? Whatever it is that you want them to say about you, those are the character traits that are really at the essence of what you want in your life. How you want to show up in your life will be dependent on how you want to be remembered if you lived your ideal life. Okay, so when you run through this exercise, you'll come up with a bunch of character traits that you will be able to list out. Whether you want to take inspiration from the Stoics, you can do that as well. But once you have a list of these character traits, these virtues that you seek to embody, then it just comes down to scheduling it in your scheduling it into your calendar, and after that just showing up and exhibiting the behaviors that allow you to imprint these character traits onto your soul, so that you become the good man that you seek yourself to express as. Okay, so that's just a quick video on how to be a man, how to embody the character traits that allow you to see the results in your life as a natural byproduct, how to be good at being a man by increasing your ability to provide, protect, and procreate. These are the common characteristics of masculinity across all cultures. And once we can draw these differentiations, then we can narrow down our focus on both of them and focus on how we can improve both of them, right? And as these sounds in my environment are signaling me to tell me that this video is now done, I can point you to a couple of links below. And if you want to work with me personally one-on-one and dive deeper into these topics as this car is drifting on the street, you can click the link below to learn more about that. And if it resonates with you, you can get on a 5-minute call with me to discuss whether we are actually the best fit moving forward into 2020. Okay, click a bunch of the buttons below so you can see more of my videos. If you like this video, if you don't like it, click the dislike button so you never have to see me again. But with all that being said, this has been Saleem, and I will see you in the next video.